Hello and welcome to another edition of the NexCare WellBridge Senior Living Conversation. I am, of course, Kyle Bogie, and I am pleased to be joined by the VP of Human Resources, Kristen Demansky, and as always, the CEO, Mike Perry. We will dive into everything recruiting and culture here if you are working at NexCare WellBridge Senior Living. Hope you enjoy. Kristen, I guess we can start with you. For what you are doing here, what is your overall role? What are you trying to impress upon people that might be interested in joining this team?
Yeah, my team and I work really hard to share our story with the potential candidates out there of why they would want to join NexCare WellBridge. The work we do here is important, and our residents and our guests depend on our employees to be here every day to provide care for them and serve them, which they deserve. And so our message really is that it's a profession, it's a calling, it's a career, it's important work that not only are we giving back, but you get back for yourself as well. And so that's really, we're calling employees out there that want to work. We have opportunities, and we would love for them to come join us.
Well, it's like you guys have said, it's not a job, it's a career. And I got to believe that has been a major focus over the years. We've had in previous episodes conversations about that culture, about finding the right people that want to be a part of this team and truly go above and beyond to help take care of whoever might be a resident at all of these facilities. So I guess for you, what does that mean when you do say it's not a job, it is a career, and you want this to be somewhere that they are going to be for a long time?
What it means to us is that we're a family. We're your work family. We want you to be part of our team, be a part of our culture. And part of that culture is the ability to grow within our organization. We have a number of individuals that come into our organization, maybe start as an LPN. We help them become an RN, then maybe eventually RN unit manager, director of nursing, and so on and so forth. We have so many stories on that. And that's when Kristen says it's a career. We want to help people succeed. We have scholarships available for nursing assistants, nurses, et cetera, to help people. Some people go on a track of administration. We're shooting here today at NexCare WellBridge Senior Living, Brighton Howell location. Our executive director here started as a CNA within our organization, worked her way up, did scheduling at one of our facilities, became a member of our central admitting team at our senior support office, and then eventually her administrator license, and now is the executive director. So it means a lot to us. We are nothing without our people, and we take that very seriously.
Well, I think it's very unique too that you have 26 locations now. It's NexCare WellBridge combined, senior living. So if you are trying to advance people, it's not like you only have one building and there's only one position for that one person. And if it's already filled, you're not going to be able to move up. If you do have open positions at any of these 26 facilities, you will potentially, if you're doing a good job, if you trust that person, and if they're ready to take that next step, you could find that open position and maybe bump them up to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. We actually have a lot of movement among our 26 facilities.
I can imagine.
And it's not only just opportunities as people look to advance in their career, and it's also location, which we love, is we have people moving from one side of the state to another, and so they look, is there an opportunity I can transfer and I can be at another facility? They know the job, they know the culture, they know the organization. It's just a different building. And so we do have a lot of people that take advantage of that to work across facilities or make their way up. It's exciting. One of our programs is really to support the growth of people into an executive director role, to have their own facility that they're running. And we have 5 right now that went through that program, as Mike shared, starting from a senior role all the way up to executive director. And we're excited about that. Is they've learned along the way, they've grown, they've learned from other people's successes and not so much successes, which is a great way to learn. And so there's a lot of opportunity across the organization.
Obviously, doing what you guys do and what NexCare WellBridge Senior Living stands for, you can find people with qualification. You can find people who had all the training, who went to college, who did what they had to do to get through all of the programs so that they have the knowledge and ability to be hired into a place like this. But finding the person that wants to take that next step and go above and beyond to truly care for people that they don't even know, but they're going to get to know. How do you guys go about, and I guess, we can start with you, Kristen. I'd like to get your thoughts on this as well, Mike, but how do you go about identifying, okay, you're qualified, but are you the right person who is going to essentially embody everything that NexCare WellBridge Senior Living stands for?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, during the interview process, as we talk with people, right, that's one of the things we look for, because you're right, they have the training, they have the education, but is this the right fit for them, and is it the right fit for us? Are they going to love doing this work? And so we spend time speaking to them in the interview process. We give them an opportunity to speak to more than one person, and as we tour them through the facility, so they see a day in the life and can kind of interact along the way when we're able to do that. Those are ways we look for that potential fit. In all honesty, we'll give a lot of people that opportunity to show whether they are the right fit. So if you want to try it out and come, we have that available. And then it's a matter of pairing people up in their first few weeks and their first few months, so that they can learn side by side with those that have done this for years and they know what it takes, and they're those service-oriented, passionate, dependable people that can help train them up. This is what it's going to take, and let me show you what it's going to take, and I'll help you get there. So I really think that onboarding and training piece is really important, that you're not just tossed out there and good luck, right? It's let's work side by side. We're working on a mentorship program and really investing in identifying mentors in the facilities, right? CNAs and nurses that have done this and are phenomenal at it, so that they can be the role models and the leaders for new folks coming in who may not quite know what they're getting into. And then along the way, right, they pair up and they'll be working side by side and be that point person for them to help them be successful and get to their 90 days and their 6 months and their 1 year. And then that's where we like to keep counting, right?
And hopefully 20 years. Yeah.
That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And for you, Mike, I guess, same question, I guess. How do you even go about identifying the right people with great leaders in place and people that can certainly put them in position to succeed? That's got to be a huge part of it, especially from your vantage point.
Absolutely. We're very deliberate in our recruiting process, particularly all positions, but particularly executive directors of nursing. They go through a number of interviews, up to and including myself. Any executive director that comes to work for our organization is going to have a time with me in an interview, a conversation, get to know them, what they're about. And then internally, one of the things we love about our development program is, by the time we're starting to develop them into future leader roles, we kind of know them. We know that they're on board with our EPIC philosophy, the excellence in the care that they deliver, the passion, the compassion in terms of delivering their job, the innovation. And then ultimately, we know they care and they're committed to our organization. So between our internal development and our very deliberate hiring process, Kristen touched base on, once you are hired, getting you into a training program, an onboarding program, not just throwing you in. We have an executive director right now that recently came on board, and we had a very deliberate training program for him. He was able to spend some time with the outgoing executive director who was relocating out of town. And I chuckled when he told me, he said, "Mike, this is wonderful." He said, the last couple jobs I've had, they said, show up at the facility, the keys are on the desk. And I found that very hard to believe. And he said, "No, I'm very serious." And so, certainly that's not how we handle things. When you're starting, you have a plan, you're paired up. We have a couple of new people starting tomorrow where we've got, they're going to start their time with our organization with a 3-hour presentation that I give on operational excellence. And then they will then embark on their onboarding, which will be weeks and several months, and even more is needed. We're very flexible, and want to provide each individual what they need for their onboarding. Some jump in, and certainly our internal candidates know the culture a little bit more, and they're a little more advanced in terms of that part than some of the folks coming in. So it depends on the candidate and what they need so that they're successful, which means we're ultimately successful, which means our residents get the care they deserve.
You mentioned the word EPIC. I want to get to the EPIC Eats program and the investment that you guys have made, in ensuring that the food is just at an unbelievable level. So we're going to be hungry once we get to that. But you mentioned something interesting as well, and it got me thinking, because my background is in sports. So when I hear NexCare WellBridge Senior Living, and I hear there's this unbelievable leadership team, and there's essentially an onboarding process, and you're going to be shown the way, it's almost as if a college football team, a college basketball team. Sure, you have your freshmen that are coming in wide-eyed, and they're wondering what's going on, and they want to be shown the way. Having a core group of veterans, juniors, seniors who have been through the process, who have been there for several years, know exactly how things work. It seems like that really benefits NexCare WellBridge Senior Living, because they see those wide-eyed people who are coming in and want to learn and want to be taught all of these things. That seems like an incredible, kind of process for you guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and one of the things I think is wonderful about it is it rewards those that have dedicated their lives to this. It recognizes them and what they know and the value they add, and they're really the ones on the front lines that can teach and can guide and can help new people coming in. So that pairing up it's a win-win for both sides. If
I asked you, an employee is coming to work, one morning, whatever it may be, what is the culture? What is the mindset, the mentality that you want, your team members to walk in with, the attitude almost that you want them to approach every single day with?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would answer it that I want them to show up in their best self every day. That's not always easy, right? Because we all have our own lives and our own challenges, but to show up with their best self, ready to give their best that day. We've got a nice process where each facility, they know they're going to start off with their morning meeting, they're going to get their charge for the day, and then they're going to go. And to really be focused on, I'm going to give my best today, I'm here to help my teammates, I'm going to pitch in, so whatever curveballs come our way during that day is we're just going to we're going to roll up our sleeves, we're going to pitch in, we're going to be there for the people that are counting on us to be there, have a positive attitude, and at the end of the day, I'm going to check out. I'm going to go, all right, what do I need to let go of, right? How do I say, we'll start again tomorrow, go home, rest, decompress, and be ready to show up with your best self.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I guess for you, Mike, something similar.
So, what Kristen said, I always throw in the EPIC philosophy: come in ready to provide excellent care in compassionate way, and do your best. And I want to circle back to your sports analogies. I too bring a lot of that to our team, whether they like it or not. And it's interesting where we have our veterans on the team, and they have leadership roles and informal leadership roles, and there's some times where we have to, I use the term redshirt some leaders and say, look, I just want you taking it all in. You're going to take it all in. You're not in charge of that annual survey. You're not in charge of the overall operation. You're just observing. And we're going to give you that time, whether that be 6 months, 12 months, whatever, before you take the field. So, I think I like that analogy. We want our people at their best all the time, and frankly, we know, particularly in today's world, that's tough. So many of our talent members, all stakeholders, frankly, have endured a lot over the last 18 months. And, it's put a lot of pressure, I think, on all of us through our HelpNet program. We have a number of internal programs to help people with counseling and those types of things, because, when people have the weight of the world on their shoulders because of issues outside of work, it's hard. And so we're really trying to help everybody from that angle as well.
A word that comes to mind is patience. you show new employees, new team members, people who want to become, a part of the family, great patience, and hey, let's learn, let's figure this out together, find what works, make sure that you're ready and prepared to handle everything, at these facilities. And honestly, I feel like if you're showing, the leadership team at NexCare WellBridge Senior Living is showing a new team member patience, you have to show patience when you're out, actually supporting, the residents here and working with families to make sure that they feel comfortable and satisfied. So in turn, it's almost get the compassion and then give the compassion once you're actually working and trusted out there.
Yeah, patience is something that has a whole new meaning. I think this last 18 months, it's an excellent point. We have to be patient. And one of the things that I talk to our teams about, and we debate back and forth, but part of patience is we have to let our new people make mistakes. And we have to know when to get directly involved at the micro level, because we can't afford catastrophic mistakes. But people are going to make mistakes. We have to let them make mistakes, because that's how they're going to develop and learn. And we have to be patient with that. Patience is something that's paramount, I think, to any development program.
The word epic, we'll circle back to that. What does epic mean to NexCare WellBridge Senior Living? And I guess what do you want it to represent? How much do you want your new team members, family members to essentially enact that every single day?
Well, EPIC is the foundation of all that we do. It's our core principles. It's our core values. When we look at whether we served breakfast this morning or we answered 5 call lights or I shoveled the sidewalk, it's did I do an epic job today? Making toast, whatever it may be, the med pass today, whatever our task at hand is, we want to provide that service to those that entrust us with their care in an excellent, passionate, compassionate, innovative, caring way. And we were very successful in many times, and sometimes we make mistakes, but that's okay. We have to be, to use your word, we have to be patient with our teams and get back, dust ourselves off, and go back to providing that epic care.
Yeah, it's interesting. We have a culture committee that does a lot of work to help support the facilities of how can we bring EPIC to life, so that it's not just a tagline, that it's real. And what's exciting about EPIC is each pillar there's so much you can do with that. So over the last couple of years, we've used that to really build on things like innovation and taking innovation. And it doesn't have to be huge and expensive, but what one thing could we figure out at a facility that's not working well, and let's innovate by doing something differently. And we've had great success stories where employees will go, if we just tweak this, it will save us 15 minutes at meal service. We'll get done. Everyone will be fed more quickly. And we try it. It works. They're excited. And we've innovated. And it was that simple. We've built around care, because usually care is focused on caring for our residents and caring for our guests. It also has to be caring for ourselves. And so when we don't take care of ourselves, we just can't give our best. So we've done a lot around care and how to care for each other and take care of ourselves, so that we've got what we need to do our jobs each day. So we really love EPIC in that you can take each piece and then really work with it of what can be our focus for the next few months, that we're going to try one thing to do differently or new that's going to make us happier and everyone around us happier.
And one of the things that Kristen touched on is our EPIC. EPIC Starts With You campaign. It's an official campaign. If you've got an EPIC idea, submit that in writing through your talent department, through your administration, your supervisor. If that suggestion gets implemented at your facility or at a facility or across the organization, there's financial rewards that we give that particular individual. The whole idea behind it is, who knows their job more than the person doing their job? Mm-hmm. And we want to get feedback from our nursing assistants, from our nurses, our dietary, our chefs, our cooks. Is there technology out there? Is there kitchen equipment out there that'll help them do their jobs that we may not even know about? And so we want that grassroots ideas and innovation to help us be better as an organization.
I want to get to some more of the incentives that are offered, if you want to become a part of the family here, but we might as well just stay on the EPIC portion of things, because the EPIC Eats program, I think, is one of the more impressive things about what you guys do. And, you think about food on a tray and it's being delivered, bedside, whatever it might be, but you guys really go above and beyond. This isn't Jell-O in a plastic cup. This is, really organic, fresh ingredients and made every single day, ready to go. Your culinary team seems to be very impressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they really are phenomenal, what they do, and because it's meant to be a dining experience, right? You're living here, and how can we make it? It's a hospitality, right? Feel and organization. So how can we make that dining experience the best? I remember when I first walked into a WellBridge building, and then people would ask me what it's like, and I said, well, you know what? It's like walking into a Marriott. That's how I felt. It's like walking into a Marriott, and there's a bistro and a menu, and I'm getting a Starbucks coffee, and so we want people to feel like that they had a really food is a make or break, right? It's people talk about food, they think about food, so that's the highlight of someone's day here, as they work through their rehab and their other issues.
Kristen, could you specifically touch on some of the incentives that NexCare WellBridge Senior Living is currently offering and does offer to whether you're a student, whether there's tuition reimbursement, things like that? If you want to join the family, what are some of the things that you guys offer?
Right. On that in that area, so we pay for our CNAs to be trained in CNA school and for them to test. We have a tuition reimbursement where employees, and really whatever area they want to focus on, if it's related to our business, can get up to $5,000 per year of tuition reimbursement. And currently that's not capped. So if it takes you 4 years, you can be 4 years in that program. And we have quite a few. I would say we probably have had over 100 employees take advantage of that program in the last couple of years. And we really encourage that. We do an RN loan forgiveness program, so we want registered nurses to choose us to use their skills, practice them here, and we pay up to $10,000 off of their student loans to help them reduce that debt. So really in the training area, those are 3 big things that we do to make it easier. We don't want there to be barriers for people when it comes to education and training, because it benefits them, benefits us, and so those are pretty successful programs that we offer.
What are some of the traits that you look for when you're identifying, a potential candidate, somebody who has applied for a position, whatever it may be, because there are, several different positions and departments that you guys deal with, but what are those traits, I guess, the pillars that you really want to stand out?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say that care is got to be the first one. Is they have to be a caring individual. That's what this work is all about. For us, dependability is really important. Is we're looking for people, quite frankly, that are going to show up every day to work their shifts, so that they're dependable. That's important to them. Service oriented, but a team player. This really is a team environment. It's interdisciplinary. We work together. It's all hands on deck for a lot of things. So it can't just be, I'm only doing my job and nothing more than that. I think those would be the 3 that I really pick out as caring, dependable, team player.
I couldn't agree with Kristen more. We have to have all 3 of those to be successful. And I really don't think I'd add to those. You got to be here when you're supposed to be here. Unfortunately, other businesses can automate, can place your order on a computer and go pick it up on a rack, your food. But here, you have to be here. You have to be here to answer a call light. You have to be there to pass medications or pass that room service meal to our residents.
Go ahead, please.
No, I was just going to add, and that's the interesting thing, is we can teach technical things, mm-hmm. right? We really can. But those are traits that you need. If you have those traits, you can learn the technical piece of what it takes.
I guess for both of you here, as we kind of wrap up, if somebody is interested in finding out more about NexCare WellBridge Senior Living, in addition to obviously this conversation, certainly you can find this on YouTube or Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen to podcasts. But if somebody's interested in finding out more, maybe looking for a potential position, how can they go about finding that?
Yep. They can go right to our website, and all of our locations are listed there. All of our job postings are right on our website. So with a pretty quick click, you can apply to any job. There's also a contact us on our website, and if you have questions or you want to talk to someone more about something, you can use the contact us. That generally will come to my team, and we'll respond within 24 hours and get you the answers you need. So we're available to speak to anyone who's interested in learning more about working with us.
And I guess, Mike, a final message from you as far as anyone who's interested in joining the team and wants to potentially be here and learn more about NexCare WellBridge Senior Living. Well,
if you're interested in joining a team that's a family environment, that cares, that has growth opportunities, career paths, come join us. We want you on our team. We want to help you succeed. As Kristen said, we got a number of programs, scholarship programs, incentive programs, loan forgiveness programs that can help you financially. But there's so many opportunities. There's a lot of jobs out there. Do your homework. I think if you do your homework and ask the right questions and talk to our team members, you'll land with us, and I don't think you'd be disappointed.
Well, Kristen, Mike, thank you so much for being here. Another great conversation. Of course, a great team to join, and certainly a family atmosphere if you're looking to get into the healthcare field. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.